This is NewsBreak26 in southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. As of February 28th, fully vaccinated travelers will no longer be required to present a negative PCR molecular test to enter back into Canada. Travelers will now have the option of using a clinically administered COVID-19 rapid antigen test taken within the last 24 hours instead. Keep in mind the keywords are clinically administered. That means taking an at-home rapid antigen test is not sufficient. The test must be authorized by the country in which it was purchased and must be administered by a laboratory, healthcare entity, or telehealth service. The good news for New Brunswickers looking to cross the international border on day trips to Maine is that clinically administered rapid PCR tests by Curative that provide results within 2 hours will soon be available for free to anyone at the Calais Rec Centre, including Canadians. We spoke to a rep from Curative today who said the company expects to have these rapid PCR tests, which are authorized by Health Canada, available at the Calais, Maine testing location within the first 2 weeks of March. Regular PCR tests are already available for free at this location, but Curative is expanding its available testing to include these rapid PCR tests with 2-hour result turnover time. You'll still need to book an appointment, so book ahead before planning a trip over by visiting curative.com and writing Calais, Maine in the drop-down location finder. Curative also makes rapid antigen tests, but no word yet on when these will be available at the Calais location. The House of Commons passed the Emergencies Act by a vote of 185 to 151 on Monday. The streets of downtown Ottawa were quiet outside of police presence on Tuesday. St. Stephen, New Brunswick man Chris Deering was one of the many people arrested this weekend in Ottawa. Charges against him have been dropped. However, he was taken by paddy wagon and dropped off outside of the city limits and told not to return or else once again be subject to arrest. Deering is now back in New Brunswick, where he is reaching out to the Canadian Civil Liberties Association to share his story. Meanwhile, in St. Andrews, former RCMP officer Larry Burden has spent 2 hours a day for nearly 2 weeks standing out front the Cenotaph in St. Andrews protesting COVID-19 measures and restrictions.
The reason I'm here is because, I chose as a veteran of the military and the RCMP that I needed to take a stand and speak up for freedom. And what motivated me was the veterans in Ottawa when they peacefully dismantled the barricades around the National Cenotaph and took a stand for freedom, as veterans. And so I put a challenge out to other veterans across Canada to, we can't all go to Ottawa, but we can have our voices heard in our local communities. And I suggested that the best thing to do was to attend to our cenotaphs, clean them up, and take a stand for freedom.
That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and live-streamed COVID-19 updates for New Brunswick, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.